I think there's so much happening right now around the globe. We've been waiting for this conversation. You know what's happening in markets. You know what's happening in the economy. You know what's happening with consumers. What do you see right now? I think everybody was concerned, what was it, 6 months ago when you said a hurricane is coming, you better prepare?
Yeah, so I didn't really say that. But let's just start by saying the United States economy is the strongest economy in the world today. So we should celebrate that a little bit. And that's why capital is coming here, business is coming here, is still growing. If you look in the short run, the consumer is spending 10% more than last year and 40% more than pre-COVID. They're spending it in different things. So all you speakers up here, some are doing better, some are doing worse. That's a tremendous sum of money, and they have $1.5 trillion still in their checking accounts more than pre-COVID. So the spending is down. That's the good news. And the companies are in good shape, too, by the way, and their balance sheet, consumer balance sheet is in great shape. The other news, which is not good, is that rates are now, 4% on their way to 5%. Inflation is eroding everything I just said, and that $1.5 trillion will run out sometime mid-year next year. And so when you're looking out forward, those things may very well derail the economy and cause this mild or hard recession that people are worried about. But far more important than that, by the way, is all the geopolitical stuff.
It's a big decision, mild
you
and
said
harsh.
5%. You said 5%. You really think that's where rates are going to stop, the terminal rate?
I think the Fed has made it clear they're going to get to 5 and stop for a while. I read a while as 3 to 6 months. That may not be sufficient.
You'd still go to 5 if the 10-year stays anchored at 3.5, or you don't think it will? You think the 10-year's headed back up?
I think that you have to look at the other risk we have is quantitative tightening. We've never had it before, ever in the lifetime of mankind. So I look at that as something we should be quite concerned about. And, the suppression of the 10-year bond rate has been going on for 20 years, and it can't really be suppressed anymore. And, QT has just started, so it's very possible. And if you have, 2% on inflation, you should have a 4% bond today. So I don't look at this like it's got to go get better than here. Obviously, it's a risk on trade. But that mindset may change if inflation sticks around a little bit longer.
You said geopolitics is really the issue that we need to watch.
Yeah. So you have this economy, but then you have oil, food, fertilizer, war, humanitarian crisis. We've not had a war in Europe like this since 1945. Right. And back then we said never again. And it's again. And then, of course, it's causing all this people rethinking secure lines and China and trade. And there's a lot of geopolitical upheaval. And add to that, by the way, there are a lot of emerging market countries that a lot of people don't focus on are going to pay a heavy price because of the strong dollar, higher rates, and higher oil prices. And so that stuff is really significant. I don't think we've seen that kind of turmoil in the global world for a long time. And what I said about a hurricane, I said that's storm clouds that could mitigate. It could be a hurricane. We simply don't know. And I think, as a risk manager, I prepare for both. But I'm not guessing which one's going to happen. I simply don't know.
As a risk manager, which one looks like the more likely scenario?
I don't know.
So
I put that whole mix of stuff in turmoil to be worried about. And we need great American leadership to resolve those issues. And so that's the most important part.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And we have Jamie Dimon telling the truth on the economy. And we know they give us half the truth, but we know inflation is eating away at the dollar. And it's hurting the consumer, and it's only going to get worse. Now, guys, I go over yield rates on every single video. And we saw how yield rates were being suppressed, and they're going to rise back over that 4. And we know what's going to happen to the stock market and cryptos. But I'm glad Jamie Dimon pointed that out. Yes, guys, finances are boring. But this is the time you want to learn because you don't want to be on the wrong side of history. Guys, the 4th Industrial Revolution is right around the corner. And we know Jim Cramer is going to give you the opposite. He wants to sell to the people that everything is fine, the same way he did with Bear Stearns. But America to Babylon is definitely falling. And the robots, algorithms, and drones are coming to take over the economy, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep are going inside the metaverse. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows, when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Down to the New York Stock Exchange, Jim Cramer joins us now. It's a kind of a seasonally strong time, Jim, but we got the I don't know how often we hear from the Fed that they say, we're definitely still going higher. That's the lead story. Mike Wilson seems like he thinks this latest rally's petering out a little. What's your feeling on just the overall indexes?
Look, these guys exhaust me, these negative people. Look, and by the way, Jamie Dimon, other than the military, I thought he was incredibly negative. Mike Wilson, negative. Katie Huber, you look at the charts, negative. I don't know anybody who's really positive. And yet at the same time, you have a down day like yesterday. The positive, suddenly people, I think, are going to come back and take a hard look at things because there's not a lot of stock issuance. And other than the 2 year, there's not a lot of great investment. Everyone's decided there's going to be a recession. I don't see the recession coming. I think that the Fed's being very deliberate. No one thinks the Fed's doing a good job that comes on air. I mean, other than Greg Hayes. I mean, Greg Hayes is, of course, because of the huge number of munitions that we've spent in Ukraine. He's got a good story to tell. But I'm exhausted by the negativity. I mean, wow. I mean, I come in, I'm looking for bargains, and I feel like, don't waste your time. Just go buy the 2 year. And I don't think that's right. I think that's what people are going to listen to, though.
Well, it's when you're in a period where you get to choose recession or hyperinflation, it just, I guess, it's just up. But maybe that tells you right there that it's probably not as bad as it makes us feel. And
that's what I think.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, we're going to have a lot of layoffs. But I don't know. I mean, so yes, we had a bottom. We had a very short recession, print a lot of money. Now we're paying the price. But these guys are also negative. They should resign after that negative. Get someone else who's more positive. Give me some Churchills. Don't give me these guys who want to lose.
We're going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.